landscaping job. I'll show you guys what we got going on. So there's Christian. He is ripping out some bamboo over here and digging out some stuff. And all this in here was bamboo, so I got it all cut down with the pole hedge trimmer up there. There was ivy growing up these trees. This one right here we got the best we could. Same way with this one. It will die up there, so not too worried about it. There were a ton of these watery type of weeds that you see right along here. They were all back in here. We cut them down and dug out the roots. Then I still have to chainsaw that down, as well as weed whack this whole little alley here. There was all ivy growing up the side of the building here. You can see I still couldn't reach that little bit up there. It was that tall. Coming from this fence, I think. Guys, don't tell OSHA, but I stood my 1 foot here on the fence, and then I put my other foot right here on the ledge, and I reached up and I got a lot of it. So we're working slowly but surely. As you can see, guys, the grass is really long too, so I'm going to be mowing that and taking care of that. They are getting a new roof as well, starting tomorrow, which is Saturday, so we were originally planning on working here tomorrow, but because of the roofers being here, we are not going to, so we're just doing it today. Next step, see these big huge U's here, right here? Huge things. Almost as tall as the house. We're going to cut them down to fence height because there's a lot of new growth coming down here, some bamboo in here too. We'll take care of that, but a lot of new growth down here, so we will cut it down to here and it'll grow up real nice. Now we're using Stihl MS290 Farm Boss. Guys, make sure you always lock the chain on the chainsaw when you set it down. That way if you were to step on the trigger somehow, you're not going to get cut. Alright guys, farm boss is dull, but we'll make do. Some poison ivy right in here. My favorite. It's tangled up in there, we'll get that out. It's tangled over here with the neighbor. We are going to do the same thing to these two right here. Same exact thing, cut them down somewhere in there. The goal, eventually the homeowner wants to put in a new fence along here. It's just this old pipe and old metal, so we will get that sort of clear. Piece of tar paper, man. Alright, let's see. The truck is almost full. Good old bamboo, boys. So we will see what debris we can get from over there onto the truck, and then we'll go to the dump. How's it going, guys? Thanks for joining me for the first episode of Do the Work. So I just wrapped up this rather large landscaping job, and I'm going to take you a tour all the way around the house and show you guys what we did. Let's start in the backyard since I'm walking up the driveway right now. So we will start back here. So we have a rather large dumpster here, filled with the majority of shingles. They got a new roof on the garage as well as the house. So that's why that is there. It was not in our way for much, but a little bit today it was definitely in the way for. So we trimmed up all along here. Got it all cut back. It was hanging over the driveway. The dumpster was barely in there, just to give you a visual. So we cut that pretty far back. The customer understands that it's not going to look the best, and they may eventually just cut the whole thing down. But because their only fence is this sort of wiry chicken wire, so they would like to get a sturdier fence at some point, so they just wanted it trimmed back for now. So then we got this ivy all along here off the house, and guys, the ivy was actually spread across this and ran up the side of the garage, and you can still see we could not quite get some of it up off of there, but it will die, as you can see, and fall off. So I cut this back with a hedge trimmer pretty good. There was a little, actually rather large Rose of Sharon right there. A couple of them actually. Then back here, this was a jungle. A pure jungle. See this right there, guys? That whole jungle, that's how it was back in here. So all through here was like this. Cut it all back. Then in here, guys, bamboo. All in here, bamboo. And ivy. So we cut it back. That we did not leave. That was not our doing, so. All bamboo, all in here. You can still see some of it. The customer's gonna maintain it and mow it off. We just have to cut it down at the ground, so. That's what we did. Trimmed, this was leaning all way over again, trimmed that all up. Grabbed some vines that were growing in those bushes, and as I call them, water weeds. You guys know I think their proper name is inkberry. So we grabbed them. They were along the garage there, so we grabbed them. Then on this front corner here of the backyard, weed trees, I call it, right there. And then just a jungly sort of mess all along in here. And then we had rather large yews. There's my friend Poison Ivy. We got that sprayed, so that should die. These big yews, these things were like that behind me, but not a lot of green other than, I mean, there was a fair bit amount of green, but not a lot. So we cut them down to there, and they should fill in really nicely, I would think. So there's one, then there's this other thing. You guys can probably tell me what it's called. Its leaf looks like this. And obviously not much on this side because of the fence. And then there was another yew right here that we took care of. And also another smaller one, I do not know. We got a little green here and a little green here. We'll see what happens. Then another one of these guys we cut to the fence height. Then we trimmed some of the tree up. He may want us to come back and get some of that at some point. He wants to see it without the leaves, so that way he knows what it looks like. So, moving along to the front yard. This was really tall weeds in here we just cut down. Big bush completely blocked the mailbox. It was really bad all in there. And then it was just jungly along here that we cut down, as well as another large yew that just was completely cut down right there, and then a bush over there that the neighbors actually paid for. Got that cut down. Oh, right here, guys. This is my favorite spot. See this hole right in here? That's where those bees were that came out and got me when we were cutting this tree down right there. So, nice row of hosta, had some weeds in it, we just weeded out. And then, last but not least, we mowed the grass, and I actually cut it at 4 inches, guys. This is 4 inches. So, we are going to be on a weekly service with this for the rest of the season. And this is our final load of debris. So, we'll see you guys at the dump. Alright guys, so actually, the surface is a little bit too wet for me to do the sand job, so I'm going to have to do it another day. So that's going to conclude this video. One quick point I want to bring up with you guys is a neighbor actually came down the street that I talk to every once in a while, and he was wondering about my new mower and whatnot. I won't say this too loud, but sometimes he's a little bit nosy, and it's not a problem. I'd probably be the same way. So I volunteered how much I paid for it, but he said, "Oh, I bet you'll be paying that off for a while," and I said, "Absolutely not." I wrote a check for it and paid the guy. So, and that's a point I want to make to you guys. Everything in my trailer is completely paid for. I own the trailer, and I own everything that's in the trailer. I pay for everything outright. I do not finance anything. So guys, that's a point that I want to make to you, is that don't finance unless you absolutely have to. I know there are some circumstances, and for example, if I was in the tree business, I do not think I would be able to write a check and pay for a tree truck and chipper and all that, stump grinder and all that. Yeah, that's a completely different animal. But if you're just mowing and cutting grass and doing that sort of thing, there's no way that you should have to finance, if at all possible. I mean, work your way up. Start with a push mower, write a check for that, pay for that, and then pay for a like a 30-inch mower, and then work your way up to the 48 and then the 60. Exactly what I did. It's not that hard. The compound effect is really almost magical. But once you start making money and saving it, that's another thing. I am a huge saver. I save just about everything. I hate to spend money even for this camera that I'm talking to you guys with. It bothered me, even though it wasn't, it was a few dollars, but it wasn't pretty insignificant. It still bothers me. So yeah, I am a really big saver. So maybe you guys can take a lesson from that. Don't be like a bridge with water going through underneath it. You earn money and you spend money as fast as you earn it. You got to think long term, guys. Long term. What do I want to retire? Or do I want to work till the day I die? So I do not want to work till the day I die. That's for sure. I can already tell that already, and I'm only going to be 20 here. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to be heading out to Minnesota to visit the family, my dad's parents. They have a really gorgeous cabin on a nice lake, very quiet, and it's going to be a fun time. I'll take you guys along. We'll be vlogging it, so stay tuned for that. I can't wait to show you guys around the lake even, and so just stay tuned. It's going to be a fun, going to be a relaxing time. I'm going to be gone for about 8 or 9 days, something like that. So stay tuned, guys. That's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You don't know how much that means to me. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.